What's up guys, it's Ryan, and I hope you guys had a great holiday season. New Year's is just around the corner, here's to a great 2020. But today, I'm back with some more news updates on the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo that was leaked a few days ago. Now if you don't know, after that demo was leaked, more info came out from the original source who leaked it, dealing a couple more things, including the possible gigabyte size for the demo. In today's video, I'd like to go over that and give my thoughts on it. So, with all that said, let's mosey. Let's start off here with a short TLDR going over the leak itself. If you're already aware of the leak, click to this time in the video to skip ahead. So, here we go. On December 24th, a website known as GameStat, who tracks everything that is added to the PlayStation Store, added listings for two things, Patapon 2 Remastered and of course, Final Fantasy VII Remake's demo, including an image. After a while, the website ended up taking down the image, but the listing is still there. GameStat also has some credibility to this, since these were the people who also leaked Resident Evil 3 Remake. No word from Square in this at all, but the demo was listed, leaked, and not much else was really talked about on it. Now, only a day after that, even more news ended up coming out about it. Nazirus07, who I'll be linking to down below, had a discussion with GameStat. GameStat stated, if the file size of Final Fantasy VII Remake's demo is 10.2 gigabytes, then we might have another source of leaks. Don't keep your hopes up yet. Nazirus then asked, what does this mean? The API gives this type of data too, digital size, or is this from someone else? GameStat responded with, something else, much smaller than I initially thought, and much more exposed to the public. Looks more like the temporary file storage, definitely not one of the main servers. From what I can tell, they'll correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this means that GameStat does have another source outside of their website. If they're to be trusted, which GameStat seems to, we know the file size for the demo. In the picture that was linked, we have some games listed here along with their gigabyte sizes. We have Dreams at 8.4, Persona 5 Royal at 28.8, and the third one being the Final Fantasy VII Remake Trial at 10.2 gigabytes. Now the demo was also listed on January 16th, 2019, much earlier than we had all thought. GameStat also had this to say, PKG is basically an archive file with a game. It hopefully can't be decrypted and useless without the passcode. But yeah, technically anyone can download the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo right now. Nazirus then asked, how long usually until a demo finally gets announced and appears on the PSN store once your website detected it? For example, the Final Fantasy VII Remake upcoming demo your website shows. I'm guessing any time now or early January as latest. GameStat replied with, 50% of all games appear in the PSN store within a month after the assets are uploaded. It depends on many factors. We had R3R Remake and Resistance images, but there's no PSN page for Resistance yet. I'm looking at the presumable Final Fantasy VII Remake demo file right now, it was created 9 days ago. So, there we go. Going off of what GameStat is saying, the demo has a 50% chance of being released within a month. So sometime in January, the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo will drop. Now the big question is, when? Well, honestly, that's actually kind of hard to pinpoint. I think it's fairly likely that the demo isn't going to drop after or a little before Kingdom Hearts 3's Remind DLC. I honestly think the demo is going to drop probably in the first week of January or the week before the Remind DLC. Now, it's actually highly probable the demo will be releasing in mid-January too. I found this info out from Soldier First Class, by the way, who I highly recommend you check out, and I'll be leaving a link to down below. Now, why could it be releasing around that time? Well, it's actually possible it could be with the game going gold. When a game goes gold, it usually happens roughly around 30 to 45 days before the game's actual release, which falls in mid-January if we're going off the 45 days margin. Now I mentioned this in the last video and in the TLDR section earlier, but something else ended up happening with the demo listing. Sony ended up removing the image that was listed alongside the remake demo, which GameStat reflected onto their site. When Resident Evil 3 got leaked, Sony did the same thing and removed said image, and then 2 weeks later at a new State of Play, the game was then revealed. Now the next bit I want to talk about here is something that, at the time, I took with a bit of grain of salt, however more info has come out to confirm this. GameStat on Twitter had said that Final Fantasy VII Remake would be a total of 73.7 gigabytes, possibly with another revision being more. I'll talk a bit more about this detail later, as more info has come out about this detail recently. So while I was recording this video, some more info ended up coming out about Remake earlier today, so let's go ahead and go over that real quick. On Twitter, a user known as SergioM3 responded to this GameStat tweet we talked about earlier, asking if he could provide a link where he got the screenshot from, and another user known as Raziel, I believe that's how you pronounce it, responded with, he probably doesn't want to provide the link, it's this one here, leaving a link to a new page. This link does work as I've used it myself, and shows this. With this, you technically can download the remake demo right now if you could crack the code. The same user also shared an image as to what he found in the demo file, which I'll be leaving a link to down below so you can look at it yourself, because if I'm going to be honest, I have no clue what a lot of this stuff means. He also went on to detail a couple more things, like the firmware you'll need to play the demo. He says, the only thing is I managed to get from this was that the PKG was built on December 14th, and that it needs PS4 firmware 6.50. And then there were a couple of nice PNGs, but nothing we haven't seen before. Now currently PS4 firmware is at 7.02, so most, if not all of you, most likely already have 6.5 installed already onto your PS4. Nothing too much to point out here about the PNGs, but the Cloud and Sephiroth one is actually the loading screen from the remake demo that we've seen before. The other tweet was, the other high-res image is this one below, again nothing we haven't seen before, which features the iconic shot of the bombing run and Cloud looking up at the reactor. Now, how come this image is actually a part of the demo? If this is the E3 demo, this wouldn't be here at all. But it's actually possible we're going to be getting the full bombing run as a demo, or at least from the train station to the Scorpion boss fight. It also should be noted that the full game apparently was already downloaded to the servers already, but was then removed. This image was provided on Twitter by a user known as I Like Toast who showed it, and you can see Final Fantasy VII Remake with a file size of 73.7 gigs, and was also uploaded 10 days prior to the demo being uploaded. From what I can tell, the game has been pulled. So yes, this does confirm the 73.7 gigabyte rumor that was set out by GameStat. It still feels weird to me that Remake is almost here, and then we're actually going to be getting a demo sometime soon as well. I remember watching this game's reveal at E3 2015, and now it's almost here. So, there we have it. That's all the current info that's come out about the Remake demo, and honestly, I couldn't be more excited. So, with all that said, what are your guys' thoughts? Is there anything in particular that you want to see in the demo? Comment below, and let me know. Thank you all very much for watching, have a great night, and signing off. Peace.